What if I told you that you could become completely unbothered by anyone? Imagine walking through life with an unshakable sense of peace, where other people's actions, words, or drama just roll off your back. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to achieve this using ancient wisdom that's more relevant now than ever. We'll dive deep into practical Stoic techniques that will transform how you react to everything, from minor annoyances to major conflicts. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete toolkit to master your emotions and live a calmer, more focused life. Let's get into it. Topic number 1, the root of reactivity. The truth is, your anger isn't really about other people, it's about your expectations. When someone cuts you off in traffic, you're not mad at their car. You're mad because you expected them to follow the rules. This gap between expectation and reality is where all our emotional turbulence begins. Ancient Stoics understood this perfectly, teaching that it's not events that disturb us, but our judgments about them. Think about how much mental energy you waste getting worked up about things you can't control. That coworker who never meets deadlines, the friend who's always late, the family member who pushes your buttons. They occupy rent-free space in your mind because you're choosing to let them in. But here's where it gets interesting. Every time you react emotionally to someone else's behavior, you're essentially handing over your power to them. You're saying, "Here, take control of my mental state." The Stoics would call this a form of voluntary slavery. What most people don't realize is that anger is actually a secondary emotion. It's like a defense mechanism that kicks in when we feel threatened, disrespected, or powerless. Understanding this is crucial because it helps us see that our angry reactions are often more about our own insecurities than other people's actions. The modern world is designed to keep us in a constant state of reactivity. Social media, news cycles, and instant messaging create an environment where we're always one notification away from an emotional response. This makes Stoic principles more relevant than ever. Consider how often you've regretted things you've said or done while angry. Now imagine if you could pause in those moments, step back, and choose your response instead of being hijacked by your emotions. This isn't about suppressing feelings, it's about mastering them. Your brain is literally rewired every time you react with anger. You're strengthening neural pathways that make it easier to get angry next time. But here's the good news. You can also rewire your brain to respond with calm and reason. The key insight is this. Other people can't make you angry without your permission. Your emotional responses are habits, and like any habit, they can be changed with the right approach and consistent practice. Topic number 2, the cost of emotional reactivity. Let's talk numbers for a moment. Studies show that chronic anger increases your risk of heart disease by 230% and can shorten your lifespan by up to 8 years. Every time you get angry, your body releases stress hormones that take hours to clear from your system. The workplace impact is equally shocking. Anger-driven decisions cost companies billions annually in lost productivity, damaged relationships, and missed opportunities. Your career advancement could be severely limited simply because you haven't learned to manage your emotional responses. Think about the psychological toll, the endless replay of confrontations in your mind, the stress of anticipating difficult interactions, the energy drained from constantly being on edge. All of this mental bandwidth could be used for growth, creativity, and genuine connection. Relationships suffer the most from unchecked emotional reactions. Research shows that regular expressions of anger can damage relationships beyond repair, creating emotional distances that grow wider with each outburst. The Stoics understood this, emphasizing that anger hurts the angry person more than its target. Consider the domino effect of your emotional reactions. When you get angry, you're not just affecting yourself, you're influencing everyone around you, creating a ripple effect of negative energy that can persist for hours or even days. The financial cost is also significant. Anger-driven decisions often lead to poor financial choices, damaged property, lost opportunities, and in some cases, legal consequences. The Stoics advocated for considering the full price of our emotional indulgences. Most people don't realize that emotional reactivity is addictive. The adrenaline rush from anger can become a habit, making it increasingly difficult to respond rationally to challenging situations. Breaking this cycle requires understanding and accepting this uncomfortable truth. Each emotional outburst represents a missed opportunity for growth and learning. Instead of understanding others' perspectives or finding creative solutions, anger locks us into rigid defensive positions. Topic number 3, the Stoic Toolkit for Emotional Mastery. The first tool in our arsenal is the dichotomy of control, a fundamental Stoic principle that teaches us to focus only on what we can influence. This simple but powerful idea can immediately reduce your emotional reactivity by helping you identify what's actually worth your energy. Modern neuroscience confirms what Stoics knew intuitively. The pause between stimulus and response is where our power lies. Training yourself to take even a 3-second pause before reacting can dramatically change the outcome of any situation. The Stoic practice of negative visualization might seem counterintuitive, but it's incredibly effective. By regularly contemplating what could go wrong, you become less reactive when things actually do go wrong. It's like building emotional immunity through controlled exposure. Physical practice is essential. The Stoics advocated for regular exposure to minor discomforts to build resilience. Start with small challenges like taking cold showers or fasting for short periods. These controlled stressors help build your overall stress tolerance. The concept of amor fati, loving what happens, isn't about being passive. It's about actively choosing to find opportunity in every situation, especially the challenging ones. This mindset shift alone can transform your emotional responses. Practical implementation requires consistent daily habits. Start each morning by identifying potential triggers and planning your responses. End each day by reviewing your reactions and identifying areas for improvement. The Stoic technique of self-questioning is particularly powerful. When you feel anger rising, ask yourself, is this worth sacrificing my peace? Will this matter in a year? What would my wisest self do right now? Remember that progress isn't linear. You'll have setbacks, but each one is an opportunity to practice these principles and strengthen your emotional resilience. Topic number 4, advanced strategies for lasting change. The most powerful Stoic practices work on the subconscious level. By regularly visualizing yourself responding calmly to triggering situations, you're essentially programming your default responses. This is why consistent mental rehearsal is crucial. Understanding cognitive distortions is key. When someone triggers you, pause to identify which thinking traps you might be falling into: catastrophizing, mind reading, or personalizing. This awareness alone can diffuse many potential conflicts. The Stoic principle of separate experience from interpretation becomes transformative with practice. Train yourself to state facts without adding meaning. They didn't respond to my message versus they're ignoring me because they don't respect me. Advanced practitioners learn to welcome challenging people as teachers. Every difficult interaction becomes an opportunity to practice emotional mastery. This perspective shift turns everyday annoyances into valuable training grounds. The concept of provisional opinions allows you to hold beliefs lightly, making you less reactive when those beliefs are challenged. Practice saying, "I might be wrong," or "I don't know enough about this yet" regularly. Developing what Stoics call the inner citadel requires daily reinforcement. Create morning and evening rituals that strengthen your emotional foundations through reflection, preparation, and review. The most successful practitioners understand that emotional mastery is a lifelong journey. They focus on progress rather than perfection, celebrating small wins while maintaining high standards for their responses. Remember that true emotional freedom comes from consistent application of these principles, not from knowing them intellectually. Let's pull everything together with a clear action plan. Start with the basics: the pause, the dichotomy of control, and daily reflection. Add one new practice each week, building your emotional resilience systematically. Keep in mind that this journey is about progress, not perfection. You're not aiming to become an emotionless robot. You're developing the ability to choose your responses consciously and act in alignment with your values. The real test comes in daily life. Each interaction is an opportunity to practice these principles. Start with easier situations and gradually take on more challenging ones as your skills improve. Remember why you started this journey. Every time you choose response over reaction, you're building a better future for yourself and those around you. If you've made it this far, you're ready to start this transformation. Begin with just one practice from this video, the 3-second pause. Use it tomorrow, use it next week, make it your default response. Hit subscribe for more practical wisdom, and let me know in the comments which technique you're going to try first. Until next time, stay strong and keep growing.